have to report to the. Hello.
Hello.
So I'm here, guys, with my sister Janelle, and
Hola.
she's my older sister by 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm really the oldest.
We're gonna let people have delusional thoughts. I don't know how that works. How
Not
that works.
delusional, not
How that
delusional at
works.
all.
How that works.
But we're here.
I'm 2 years older, but she wants to be the oldest. That's what she should say.
I think I really am. But anyways, so we're here to talk about
You're not.
the DNA results from my 23andMe. I have not shared the results yet with my sister or family. Um, and my Aunt Teresa is entering into the room now. So let's join her.
Where is she?
She's coming up there. I see her. Okay, she just popped up, but I don't see her video yet.
I don't see
Her
her.
camera. Okay, so she's in the car. Hey,
I can't see
Hey
her.
y'all.
Where are
hi.
you? I don't see you. Oh, there you go.
She's here.
Hey.
Hey. I'm turning your light
Hi.
up.
This record. Hey, Ashley.
Where's Ashley?
Hey.
How are
What's
you?
up, Ashley?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good.
Good. What you got on?
Hold
Shades?
on. No, just my glasses. I'm
Oh, okay.
trying
I
to
was going
fix
to
the
say, boo,
screen.
it's nighttime.
Now you look pretty. Hold on. Y'all look pretty.
Yeah.
I ain't dressed up.
Thank you.
Oh, we can't see you guys.
Where
Thank
y'all headed?
you.
Where y'all going?
I'm taking Ashley home.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, perfect time. This is being recorded. I already hit the recording button, okay?
Okay.
So we're here, guys. Welcoming in my Aunt Teresa and cousin Ashley, and I'm going to reveal to them the results of my 23andMe DNA test. So, okay, guys, let me try to pull it up for you so you can see it. I'm going to share my screen with you.
Okay.
Let's see.
Let me see. Let me see. Give me 1 minute.
Who else is on?
It's
Uh,
just you all and Janelle and myself.
Okay. Oh, they fire up there. Yeah.
I'm
So
not seeing it.
not seeing it yet. Yeah, I'm trying to get it up for you. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, so I have it there. Okay, let me move that.
I'm not going to say a comment.
You guys are still there, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, okay. I don't want to. Okay, let me try one more time to share my screen.
You can ask Ashley. She should probably know.
Okay, something coming up for you? Let
It
me know.
says that you
Mhm.
started. I see it.
You see it? So you see
Okay.
23andMe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can see it.
Okay. Okay, guys. So yeah, the so some of the results were um a bit of what I suspected, and some were not what I suspected. I would say overall it was kind of in the ballpark of what I was thinking that my ancestry or our ancestry consisted of. So I'm going to show you the ancestry composition first, kind of like the breakdown of where my ancestors are from. And it doesn't come up. It didn't come up, did it?
No,
Something
it's
came up,
stating
you know.
says register your kit.
Uh-huh. Which definitely I already did that. So let me keep trying till it comes up.
The anticipation here.
I know,
Did you
I
go
Like,
up?
know. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let me go to my profile.
I seen something that said go to your ancestry history,
History.
whatever you
Okay.
had clicked on before.
Let me pull
That
up because
page
for
you
for
were
some
just
reason
on.
Ashley.
it gave me like it created like two profiles for me. So here we go. Y'all see it
It's like on the so let me see, I'll pull it
On the
over. Okay.
side, yeah.
on the
Okay.
side. Okay. So here we go, guys. Can you see right here where it says,
West African,
uh-huh. So
yeah.
I am
Ghanaian.
93.9% sub-Saharan African, which below the Sahara Desert. West African, I'm 85.4% West African, with the bulk of my ancestry being from Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, 38%, and then 21% Nigeria, 12.3 Senegambian and Guinea, broadly West African, 13.9%, Congolese and Southern East Africa, 7.7%, Angola and Congolese, 7.6. And then we get to European, and I am 5% European, which,
5% European.
5% European, consisting of British and Irish ancestry.
Mm, interesting.
Interesting. So that breakdown, it's 4.4% British, Irish. Southern European is 0.4, Spanish and Portuguese 0.4, broadly European 0.2. And then we get to the Native American, the Indigenous American, and that's 0.6%. So I actually
So what
expected
is
that to
that?
be
What is Indigenous American? Like the
Native American, Indians, American Indian.
Oh.
So
So you're more Native Indian than you are.
So everybody, I need you guys to make some noise. Let's give it up.
Actually, there's more British European there than it is
yeah,
Native
Yeah, then you are
American.
European.
more European than Native American.
Well,
So because the European is 5% and the Native American ancestry is 0.6%. So a little over half of a percent. So
okay.
yeah, so I thought that that would be a little bit higher.
Higher. Mm.
What were you thinking, Janelle?
Yeah, I didn't know how much percentage that would be,
Mm-hmm.
the Native American, but I thought it would be higher than, I didn't know the European percentage
Where
would
you want
be
me to
as
go?
high
Right at the end.
as it
Oh, so you thought
was.
the European
You can
percentage would
stop
be
right here if
lower?
you want.
Would be maybe what the Native American percentage was.
Oh,
Yeah, right
Because I
here.
okay.
did know that there
Stop
is some
here.
European percentage
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
Very
So,
interesting.
so Liberia, Ghana.
Uh-huh. Nigeria, Sierra Leone. And I knew Sierra Leone because one of our cousins in South Carolina, who is
Later.
grandma's. Oh, you're gone, Ashley?
Yeah, I'm going home.
Oh, bye,
Okay.
Ashley.
Bye. You
Bye.
okay?
See y'all later. Huh?
Okay. You okay?
Yeah, I'm coming from work.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Good
You
night.
letters to get in, honey? Yeah. Okay. I'm
So
here, you guys.
yes. So so you were thinking that the European ancestry would be lower, and you were
Hmm.
thinking that the Native American would be higher. And I thought that it would be higher, than it is. But the interesting thing about DNA testing is like, say, okay, you're my only known blood sibling. If you took this DNA test, your numbers will be slightly different than mine. So it depends on like how much of what you get in utero, during initial conception when those cells are rapidly
Yeah.
dividing.
Yeah. Genetically.
So you
Hmm.
might have more Native American um, DNA than I do. So yeah, a little surprising
Right.
there.
Hmm.
But there's other parts of it I'm going to show you all too. But Teresa, what were you thinking? What was your guess before you saw the results?
Well,
I kind of thought that there would be um, more Indian, probably more Indian.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because if you guys have ever watched Finding Our Roots with Henry Louis Gates Jr., the professor, the history professor,
Uh-huh.
on that show, and he says, he started doing this type of ancestry searching and genealogy search for Black Americans back in like the early 2000s. And
Uh-huh.
what he said was he ran into most African Americans in his work that thought they were more Native American than they were, but really they had a higher European ancestry than Native American ancestry.
Mm,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
mm.
Yeah. And we
That's
know
because of the things that happened
the
back.
things that happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know that, during slavery, um, the slave owners took advantage of the slave women, and many of our great, 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 and on grandmothers had children by the slave masters.
Mm.
So
Right.
that's how we get this white ancestry. And some Black Americans have even higher percentage. One of my friends had like 30%
Mm.
European ancestry, very high.
Yeah.
So I have 5%, but I'm going to go and show you something else now.
I
Um,
love the fact of the African the percentage there in the different parts of Africa and stuff. I
yeah,
like that.
I like that breakdown,
Mm-hmm.
how it shows you, because that's one of the things I feel like we're missing as African Americans because we came here enslaved and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times our families were split up. We didn't know what
The
country,
root. Yeah, we don't
you
know.
know,
Yeah, exactly.
no idea. So this makes it possible to at least know um, the country where your DNA matches. But now this is the other interesting thing. There's different components to this, right? So
Mm.
now I'm gonna click on DNA relatives, other people who have taken the test who are a match with me. Okay, so it looks like I clicked on the wrong one again.
Stop the
Um,
contest. The clock is running. 40 seconds remaining.
again. This thing created like two profiles for me, so
How come?
I don't know why. It's weird. So like when I click on one, there's not as much information in there. Um, then I have to click on the other one. Okay. Let me just keep trying here. Okay. To show you that. Um, okay, let's give it a minute. Have no messages. Okay. Give it a minute to come back up. Okay. Ancestry. You. So either of you thinking you'd like to take the test?
I think I'm gonna do it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
not think I am. I'm gonna do it
you're
too.
gonna do it. Okay, that'd be great. And then we can compare.
How long did it take you to get the results back?
It took me probably about 5 weeks, about five
Oh,
weeks to get it back. So
okay.
not too bad. And it's very easy. So, okay, so here we go. I came up with, you can't see the number there, but there's 1,500 matches for me, DNA relative matches.
Wow.
So the
That
first one that,
says 5,000. So out of 5,000, it showed 1,500 matches.
oh, wow.
It says 5,000.
Okay, so that just updated because earlier it was 1,500.
Are all these people supposedly relatives
Yeah,
related?
they're a DNA match for me. And it shows you like the percentage. under where it says like first cousin or second cousin, it shows you the percentage of match they are to you.
Go to Barbara Brown. What's the percentage there? I can't kind of, let me see.
Okay, so
Barbara
um,
Brown Harvey.
that's mom's first cousin. That's Aunt Eartha's daughter. So she took it also, and it
Let
picked
me
up
see.
that we are a match.
I can't see her face.
Oh, the picture, you can't see the picture that well. Let me
It
see if I
won't blow up.
I
It
can
won't
see
get big.
it.
It
I
won't
can
get
see it.
bigger.
Okay, you see it now?
Let me see. I can't
Hmm.
see it bigger.
Well, I don't see her picture, but
Oh,
her
she
name
does
showed
look
up.
like she does look like Aunt Eartha.
Mm-hmm.
She
Hmm.
kind of looks like mommy too.
So she was born the same year as mom, 1958.
Mm.
And this is what it shows, that she's my it says half first cousin, because she's
Mm.
my cousin, not through the matriarchal line, but through mom's patriarchal line. So it says half. Um,
Mm.
first cousin once removed, um, 4 something percent DNA match. And then if you look at the family background, it gives you the option to put this information in so people can connect with you. So she's got Sumter County, um, birthplace for her maternal grandmother, maternal grandfather's birthplace is Sumter, South Carolina. And then comparing her ancestry and my ancestry, you can see she's 92% sub-Saharan African, I'm 93%. So very close.
Yeah.
Got 5.4% European
Uh,
ancestry. I have 5%.
you got 5.5, right?
I've got 5, right here it says 5%
Okay.
European. So to me, I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay, I wonder if we have a white ancestor on that side of the family through either great grandma or great granddaddy, because she and me have such a close percentage of European ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking we had at least one white ancestor, either through great grandma, granddaddy's mom, or his dad,
With them at the time, we're going back and forth to the house to get equipment needed.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
look, and even our indigenous American ancestry is not that far away,
It's
far apart. 1% for her, 0.6% for me.
Mm.
East Asian was 0.3% for me, and 0.4% for her.
So what's the unassigned?
So the unassigned is basically like there are strains of the DNA where they were not able to match it to any particular people group.
Hmm.
So it could mean that, not all people groups across the world have taken this. So they
Okay.
can't assign all the portions yet.
Hmm.
So I thought that was interesting, right?
Yeah.
So then you come here and you look at our maternal haplogroup. So the haplogroup is like you can trace your matrilineage line all the way back to the original woman in your family by looking
Oh,
at the haplogroup right here. So this haplogroup
that's
B2
you.
is me,
B2C1.
and then her is L1B1A.
Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And for the
But
paternal,
what exactly does that mean? That
it
has
just
to do?
it traces your matriarchal line back. So because ours are so different, they can tell that she and I are not related um, through our mother lineage. Like there's some father lineage in there also.
Okay.
Because your dad and mom's dad was her mom's brother, right?
Right.
So
Right.
versus like if Janelle takes this and if you take this, we're all going to have the same maternal haplogroup number.
Because of maternal biological fathers?
No, because of mom, because of your mother. This is through your mother's line.
To your mother, the matriarch. Okay.
The matriarch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. So there's that. Then also something interesting, a feature here, you can click on this, find relatives in common, and you can see what other people you're a match with that you're both related to. So that is another good research tool, because if you see somebody on here that you don't know, you click on their profile, you can click to see, okay, who else do we have in common? And you can kind of, piece things together that way. So she and I are related to together somebody named Stephen Parker. He's my second cousin once removed. I'm guessing he
What does
has
that mean once removed?
I'll
Removed
have
from
to
what?
show you, the chart. I'll go back to the chart. But Derek Harvey, I think that's her son, and Harvey, these are her children. And then these are some other people, cousins I don't know. Not everybody puts
Lisa.
pictures either.
So it will show you down to what, the third or fourth cousin?
More than that. Let me go back. More than that, believe it or not. I just have to pull it up so that you can see it. So let's go up here. So here's Julia, cousin Julia Muldrow. That's Aunt Sarah's daughter. So they have her as my first cousin once removed. So it's because her and mom are first cousins. They come from the same matriarchal line. They're first cousins, and they're saying that she's my first cousin, but just removed by generation. So how typically we would say, oh, Julia's your second cousin. They're saying she's my first cousin, but removed one time by an additional generation. Meaning that my mom and her are first cousins, and I'm a generation away from being her first cousin.
Oh, okay.
So you got Julia here, Amanda.
So really, basically, Julia would be your second cousin.
Yeah, in reality, we would say second.
Second cousin.
I found some cousins on here that are my dad's cousins. Vincent Stringer, our dad's cousin. He's cousin. Massey, that's his cousin also. Juanita Stringer, that's Vincent's sister, I think. And
go back down to Juanita.
Juanita, right here.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna click on her profile and let's see what comes up. So the person can write a little excerpt about what they're doing, what they're trying to find on here. So she says she's looking to explore the origin of her family tree as far back as possible, and wants to be able to help other people. So they're saying
she's your cousin on your dad's side?
Yeah, so they're saying that she's my half second cousin, but I'm
put it down on her face. I can't see her face. You went. Okay.
So really how it works is, let me see, she might be Vincent's niece. So Vincent's mom and our dad were first cousins. So Vincent's mom and my dad are first cousins. And so I think she's his niece, and they're saying that she's my half second cousin. So they're saying half because she's not through my matriarchal line.
Okay.
So then she lists, like, you can also list like your family last names, the surnames that are in your family. So I recognize Horton, Humphrey, and Massey. Those are some, and Stringer, some of their last names on our dad's side. So there's another way to help you find people and connect the dots. And then I can look at her DNA results. Shared DNA, we share 2% of the same DNA. I can send her a message if I want to. And I can also see relatives we have in common. And let's see.
That's very nice, very interesting. So you can
Yeah,
connect.
very interesting. So there's more and more and more people. Not everybody has a picture, but I'm gonna keep going to show you something. Let me see. So you saw the number 5,000. Initially, it said 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very interesting to me. So I'm gonna try to pull that chart up here. Let me see. So more names, more names. Charles Massey, Reginald Massey, got Mary, somebody named Veronica. And it's saying all of these people right here are my third cousins once removed. Um, more names, more names, more names. These are all my third cousins, third cousins. And more names. I found somebody that people that live in Florida. When you really take time to look at every one of them. And you know it could take all day to do this.
You got Wayne Pugh.
Yeah.
See how you spell it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, he spelled it Pough.
Mm-hmm.
Third cousin, third cousin, third cousin, third cousin.
So it looks at both sides of your family,
Mm-hmm.
three, to find out who your cousin. It matches your DNA with both sides of your family.
Yeah, both sides. Yeah, both sides. Which was a little surprise. I didn't know because I had heard before that like you would have to get a male to do the male, trace your father's side. But here they take a full composite of your DNA. So,
Michelle, Dawn.
mhm, trying to find something to show you. Fourth cousin, fourth cousin, fourth cousins, all my fourth cousins here who have taken the test. And there's more than when I first looked at it. So I'm just trying to show you something. Let me see if I can find it. Wow, 5,000 relatives. That's a lot. And just picture how many, have not taken this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna click on this, Danielle Beecham. Okay. Now you see Danielle Beecham. Danielle Beecham is what race?
She is Caucasian.
Uh-huh. Caucasian. Um, and her maternal grandmother's birthplace was Santa Fe, New Mexico. Grandfather, Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And then they compare her DNA. She is 74% European. I'm 5%. She's 13.6% Sub-Saharan African.
Mm.
She has Black in her. She's 10.5% Indigenous American, so Native American ancestry. And then this is her haplogroup. Her matriarchal line is A2H. And there's usually
He has more European
right. Uh-huh.
than you and Barbara does.
Yes. And I was trying to find, there's another chart, but it's not coming up here. It could be just because the screen is too big, but there's another chart. Let me see.
What was your indigenous American?
Point four, point four.
Okay.
Is
Mm-hmm.
it point four or point six? I think
It was 0.6.
point six. Yeah. Yeah. So there's that. I'm gonna pull that chart up later. But I even found someone, and I messaged a couple of them. I found someone who's living in Apopka, who is this lady right here. She's a DNA match for me. Her name is Barbara Howard, and she lives in Apopka,
Mm.
You
Oh,
Caucasian?
interesting.
and she's Caucasian.
And
And she said, I would like to find a link to my maternal grandfather who might have had children out of wedlock with Eva Harrison in New York, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, or Chicago,
which was a black.
which was white. I wish I
Her
could show you.
ancestors. So one of her ancestors is probably either a black male or a black female.
Well,
Yeah.
I think she may have, I don't know, let's see. I'm gonna see if I can
How much Afro American? What's the percentage?
for hers, let me see. Barbara Howard. It's not coming up, her percentage, but it says she's my fifth cousin twice removed, which means that we share a sixth great grandparent, like great, 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 great. It means she and I share this many great grandparents, like that far back,
Back. Yeah.
that
Six
far back.
generations.
Yeah, so like,
Generations back.
yeah, or 7 generations, 7 or 8 generations back.
Mm.
I'm gonna see if I can pull it up on the app on my phone so you can see the chart because it's not coming up here. But very interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very.
Yes.
It could, definitely be a time consumer because just trying to research and the next step is kind of like trying to find how are you connected to all these people. Like a lot of them, when I looked at the list, I could tell they're connected through the South Carolina family because of where their grandparents were born. So I
Right.
know it's either through granddaddy or grandma. But there's a lot of other people who I have no clue. I have found a couple that I believe I'm related to through our dad's dad. And that's only because remember Uncle Ramsey told us that Simmons is not really our last name, it's Porter.
Oh.
Remember that?
Mm.
No.
Remember that you're recording.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Child, that's so long ago. But they are long gone and deceased. But
Mm.
Yeah.
anyways, just to prove a point that the last name is really Porter. So I found this guy on there. His last name is Porter. He's a DNA match, and he and I share. I think it's a third great grandparent, like great 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 grandparent that we share, but he lives in California. And
Mm.
then I was able to see um, ancestor or people that we have in common as cousins. So that's how I know that was my grandfather's side. I'm
Mm.
just trying to show you guys something, a chart. I might have to go out and come back in.
On your grandmother's side, on your dad's side, I was wondering if it was more Indian
Yeah.
than it appears because
Mhm.
um, the genetics on your dad's side,
Mhm.
I don't know, they appear to have more Indian in them to me.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking too. But because we think that the cheekbones, that's an Indian feature, and it might be, but there are also Africans who have high
Africans
cheekbones.
have it too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep, there are lots of Africans who actually have a higher bone face structure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why these things are good because you don't really know. We're just kind of guessing. Um, I'm just
So
looking
you
for
don't
something.
see anything in there from Barbados.
I'm gonna show you something very interesting in a minute. Very interesting. Hold on.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I said I'm gonna show you something very interesting.
Oh,
Hold on. I can't get this chart to pull up. Okay, I don't know. There was another chart I wanted to show y'all, but let me show you something else. So that's how you see your matching family members. Is it'll pull up your DNA matches and you can go through the list and
mm-hmm.
see everything. So I upgraded to the premium. Sorry, you have
Huh?
to pay more. I upgraded to the premium plan, in which they also give you a health profile and all of that too, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But additionally, they give you like a historical match. Some lady from England was supposed to be a historical match for me. And they give you something else. They give you this, what I'm looking for now. No. Okay, we'll go back to the ancestry composition. I think I can probably find it from there. Okay, little sister, got that.
Yeah, I'm still driving. I'm making my way back home.
Okay, so this is what it gives me over here, down here. It gives me something extra. So it tells me that I'm a match with these people, a very close match with the people from South Carolina, Low Country Gullah, the Gullah Geechee
Mm-hmm.
people that live in the Charleston
Mm-hmm.
area. But it says you're connected through shared ancestors to people of African descent in the United States, primarily from Orangeburg, Berkeley, and Charleston counties in South Carolina. This region, located along South Carolina's southeastern coast, is known for its distinctive cultural heritage. Some people in the genetic group identify as Gullah or Gullah Geechee, descendants of African enslaved people who lived in the low country of South Carolina, Georgia, and the northeastern part of Florida. This area includes the Sea Islands, coastal regions, where historical isolation allowed the Gullah Geechee culture and language to evolve. So they were able to maintain a lot of their African culture, the Gullah Geechee people, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
also told me that I'm also a close or a distant match. So I was a close match for Gullah Geechee, and I was a distant match with, they said, Arkansas West Timberlands African Americans. So I noticed on the DNA matches, there were quite a few people who had connections to Arkansas. So
Really?
my question, yeah. So my question is, which ancestor? Um, we know the Pugh family has been in South Carolina for generations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, great grandma, I would assume her family was in South Carolina for many generations, if not at least like North Carolina, Georgia, based on stuff that she had mentioned before. Um, and grandma's mom and dad, we know their family had been in South Carolina for generations. So that leads me to believe that either my grandma, my dad's mom's family, or my dad's family had ties to Arkansas and Mississippi region. So this is what it says about that. It says you're connected through shared ancestors to people of African descent in the United States from southwestern Arkansas, a region renowned for its expansive forests and rich timber. So then as it goes down, it says the timberlands were vital to both the timber industry and agriculture, with enslaved Africans playing a crucial role in shaping the region's economic growth through labor. And then it says people in this genetic group report ancestors from the cities of Centerpoint, Hope, Locksburg, Texarkana, Mount Union, Auburn, Hopkinsville, and Gary. So I was a match with that people, those people there as well. Then I was a match with a group of people in the Southern Black Belt, African Americans. I didn't know they had all these different, groups that share like DNA. And this is the group from Alabama, Mississippi, and parts of Georgia. This fertile land is ideal for growing cash crops like cotton and sugarcane, leading to the establishment of them extensive plantations that heavily relied on enslaved African labor. This profoundly shaped the area's history and culture, reflected in blues music, soul food, storytelling. Oktibbeha County is notably linked to Dr. Richard Wright, a prominent writer of African descent, whose experiences in the county profoundly influenced his works. So then, ties to Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. So what ancestor, And then this is what you were asking about, Janelle. A distant match for Afro-descendant people of Grenada, St. Vincent, and Grenadines. It says you are connected through shared ancestors to people of predominantly African descent from Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the Southern Caribbean, though some people in this genetic group are also from Trinidad or Tobago. These verdant, volcanically active island countries were once home to the Arawak and later the Kalinago peoples, but no significant indigenous populations survived the colonial era. It was during this time that thousands of enslaved West Africans were brought to the islands to work on sugar plantations. Today, the large majority of the island's inhabitants are of primarily African descent. So it says I was a distant match with them from the Caribbean. And then it says I'm a distant match with people known as the Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas Creoles. You're connected through shared ancestors to people of African descent in the United States from Claiborne, Ouachita, and Webster parishes, counties in Louisiana. Now, here's the thing about that. Thinking about connections, I was surprised because I didn't think, I'd have any family connections in Louisiana, but there's a whole line of pews, white pews, who established themselves in Louisiana.
And how do they spell their names?
When I looked at it, it was Pugh. So I don't know if the white ancestor that we have, if one of them was through the Pugh family, was like a Pugh man who owned our family, I don't know. And maybe that's how the DNA is connected. Or if it was just an enslaved African who was sold to a plantation elsewhere, further on the East Coast. So things are interesting. Janelle, you still there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, so you heard that I said there was a connection to Louisiana and Texas Creoles.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said there's a connection to Edisto River Basin Gullah people. That's also a part of South Carolina, as well as Georgia Coastal Plain African Americans. Lexington County African Americans, that's another part of South Carolina. And North Carolina Western Piedmont African Americans. So a group in North Carolina, there's a connection there. Southern Plains African Americans. Let me see where they were established at. They were these people were in Oklahoma and Texas. In Tulsa, Oklahoma City. It says that I have DNA connection with a group of people from there. So what do you think about that?
Say that last part again.
Says I have a connection to a group of African Americans who were from Oklahoma and Texas.
Oh, okay.
So the question would be like, how, right? Hello?
Yes.
I said the question would be how.
The question you're saying, your question would be how?
Yeah, like how do I have a connection with
Oh,
them?
yeah. So did you find out? But you never answered the question I was asking you about the Barbados.
I said nothing came up for Barbados, but something came up for Grenada. You heard me?
Grenada?
Yeah, Grenada, Trinidad, Tobago, and even I got a match, and I gotta see if I can see that a match in Jamaica. Some matches in Jamaica. Let me see. I have to see how I can get to that. But there were some parishes, different parts of Jamaica that my DNA matched with. Here it is, right
I
here,
heard that.
right here in Jamaica. Right here, if you look on the map, can you see it, Janelle?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so these places in Jamaica, it says that I have DNA matches with people from the St. Anne Parish, Clarendon, St. Andrew Parish, Manchester Parish, St. Mary Parish, Trelawney Parish, St. Elizabeth Parish, Westmoreland Parish. So all of these parts, and it looks like they're not too far from Montego Bay.
Need one of your applesauces.
So what are your thoughts on that?
That's very interesting to me. It's like a very like a mouthful to kind of digest. You got to slowly kind of digest that.
Mm-hmm. And that's
Yeah.
interesting because I've always found like Jamaican people pretty easy to get along with and very easy to talk to. And you have too. Here, your best friend is Jamaican, right? Of Jamaican descent.
Yes,
So interesting, share this information with her. I thought that
I
was very
will.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. T, are you there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you heard that I had a connection to a group of Jamaicans in Jamaica.
Yeah, I heard.
So I shared DNA there with them. Now look at the health traits. If you get just the basic DNA package, they don't give you like the health composition, but I just upgraded so I could get it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it tells you like your genetic tendencies or what you're likely to have as far as health issues.
Uh-huh.
So let me see. See health risk. Okay. Okay, we don't have that one. We go back. Okay, things that you're disposed to. Just trying to get it up here. View 50 reports. Okay, here we go. Very interesting stuff. I'm like, wow, very interesting. So can you see this here?
Mm-hmm.
Janelle, can you see
Yeah.
it?
Small, but let me see,
Yeah.
could I make it
Yeah.
bigger on the screen?
Okay, so it says that I have a genetic variant detected for chronic kidney disease.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It says I have let me click on it so you can see it more.
I can see.
Okay. So it says, it talks about that. It says the test includes two variants in the APOL1 gene that can increase the risk of developing chronic kidney disease. These variants are most common in people of African descent. My question is why, But it says that I have one of the variants in that, but it says that because I only have one variant, I'm less likely to get it than someone who has two of the variants.
Mm.
So see right here, it says you are not likely at increased risk of developing the APOL1 related chronic kidney disease based on your genetic result. But just thinking about genetics, right? Who knows? Harry could um, have these two variants that could, you know what I'm saying? Later on, if if you're not really, really super careful, by the grace of God, it could lead to kidney damage or disease. So I
Mhm.
thought that was interesting. Um, G1 variant, it said that it's estimated that at least 40% of adults in the US um, will develop chronic kidney disease at some point. So let me go back. Um, so look at this one. Here's the next one, type 2 diabetes. And you see this over here, what it says, right? So for me, it's saying that I have the gene, um, says my genetics are associated with an increased likelihood of developing type 2 diabetes. Now, they found out all this out just by me spitting in a cup. That's
Yeah,
it,
from your DNA.
just saliva. And I'm like, it's amazing. I never realized, all their DNA is there. So
Mhm.
I have to be very careful. And I kind of knew this information just because, well, my mom was diabetic. My dad is a diabetic. His mom was a diabetic, and then mom's dad, your dad, was a diabetic, and then
Mhm.
my dad's my dad's mom's, um, I want to say maybe almost all of her siblings were also diabetics. Aunt Jeanette, Uncle Chuck are pre-diabetics. Uncle Bradley is a diabetic. Uncle Ramsey is a diabetic. So I knew the genetics kind of leaned toward diabetes. And also,
Mhm.
too, I noticed with me having the lower belly bulge, that's a sign of insulin resistance that can lead to type 2 diabetes. And I was looking at some pictures of me as a little girl and noticed that I had that bulge even then, and I was probably maybe 5 years old. So I have to take extra precautions for this. Any thoughts there?
That's a very strong gene there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Janelle, what do you think? Are you asleep? Hello, Janelle.
Hello? Can you
Are
hear
you
me?
asleep? You sleep?
Hello?
Yes, I said, are you asleep?
Okay. I probably was like dozing